out of the gang. I mean, I've been out of the situation for a minute, but I still help when I see brothers out hanging out and all that type of stuff. I still stop and talk to them brothers, regardless if I'm in and out. If I can help somebody, or try to tell somebody, they need to go to school or something, or go play ball, or I'm gonna do that. I ain't gonna sit there and ride by them and say I'm not in the gang no more, because it's in you, it's in me for life, because it's tattooed on my body for life, and you know, I don't want to say that I'm gonna be the person not to try to help the other ones that's out there that I can help deter from just being out there being crash dummies right now, because a lot of stuff going on now don't supposed to be happening right now.
Okay. So you feel that you out of what you were into, but and that because you found a way out, that there is a way out for others to do the same. You're out, but you're still participating, helping them to mentor them to get out.
Right, because uh, a lot of people don't want to spend the time. I mean, if you save one person, you did a whole lot. That's what people don't understand. They be like, I ain't gonna talk to them, man. Them boys over there ignorant and all that. So a lot of people don't like to stop and holler at the guys, or see some little guys on the corners or nothing like that. They don't want to stop. They be talking about, oh, them youngsters crazy now. But you gotta understand, if you help one, that's a blessing. It don't matter about 10 and 15. You can't help everybody. That's a proven fact. We know that. Everybody know that. Um, some people gonna take heed and some people ain't. That's just life.
Do
So
you feel that
uh,
we don't have as many people willing to help now? Because, like you stated, they say, "Oh, these young kids," or if they feel that there's no hope for them, they feel like they won't listen. That's one of the major things that I hear a lot. Those kids won't listen. So, do you
well,
feel that we as parents, that there's something that we can do? Some that says, even maybe not parents or mentors, that we can do to help the youth. There has to be a way for them to begin again. Everybody can't just say, "Hey, they won't listen," and then we don't participate in trying to help. A lot of them want to listen.
right.
A
But
lot of
but
them want the mentorship. They just don't know where to go to get it.
well, you got to put yourself in their shoes. The thing is now that I learned, because I observe a lot of stuff every day. Because I be out here moving around a lot, so I observe a lot. And the biggest thing now, you got to think like them now. So what I try to do is be on the same level as they on, you know, and just to let them know, like, look, man, you can act crazy, I can act crazy, we can all act crazy, but we ain't got to do all that. I mean, what I want you to do, if I see a cat that can play basketball, and I'm like, man, look, you need to go play basketball, man. That's what you can do good. If I see a cat that can rap, I'm gonna tell him, man, go on get in the studio. If I see a cat that can drive trucks, I'm gonna tell him to go on start going to CDL class. But you just got to be on the same level as the youngsters now, because if you ain't on that level, they're not gonna listen to you at all. That's just what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So you got
Okay,
to just be
KG, do
on.
you have anything to add to that? KG,
He must have turned the sound off, probably.
do you have your mic on, KG?
Hello?
There you go. I was
Yeah.
asking, were you able to hear Brother Jerome's
Yeah. I
message?
heard what you're saying. You definitely have to be on their level because right now, what we competing against when they looking at the world and all the money that they seeing on TV and doing this, if you can't be on their level and show them, hey, I'm doing things this way and I'm still checking the bag, they definitely not trying to hear nothing you saying.
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
you got to be able to show them there's other ways of getting money and there's other ways of doing things because they ain't listening to you
Okay.
if you're not relating.
Okay. Well, like, what about people like myself? I mean, I talk to the youth all the time. I don't know about how I can really feel like I'm kind of like on their level, and or even past experience, that I've gone through any of the things that they've gone through because I haven't. And a lot of times, like when I went to counseling before, I told the lady, you can't counsel me on how it feels to lose a child when you've not lost one. So, like for us,
On
it's a
that
different
level, well, you
perspective.
know what? I feel like it's more effective coming from the men, from us actually, Because at the end of the day, the way these kids right now, if you can't relate to nothing, like, you know, they see me, like, if they come in the barber shop, all they seeing is, oh, dude, you a barber, this, and that. But when I sit back and talk to them and tell them, hey, nigga, I've been shot, I done shot at people, nigga, I done been in the penitentiary, I done been to Stateville, I done been here, I done been there. Like, nigga, you ain't talking to no nigga that ain't been through this same shit you been through. I'm standing here now because of what? Because I've been through this shit. And then it kind of catch their attention like, well, damn, you do know what you're talking about. And then I can tell them, hey, I done stood on corners, I done did 11-7 overnight slinging packs, but you now I'm slinging haircuts, nigga. So I got the same amount of money in my pocket. And I ain't got to worry about all the things you got to worry about. When you can come at them on that level, it calls them to pause and shut up and listen to what you're saying.
Right.
So if you come really you just preaching at them and they feel like you don't know what the hell you're talking about, man, the ears get clogged up. They're not listening to nothing you saying. Because you don't know what they're going through.
Right.
So I would say, as far as women concerned, you know, try to talk to some young ladies, and if you can talk to some of the young men and they listen, you know, it's never hurtful to throw a few words out there to them. And you know, like he said, if you can catch one, hey, you did your job. It's just they more receptive of it coming from people that been through it before. And I say like, well, you know, it's been over 10 years with my last bit, like, when I was sitting in at NRC behind the wall, I went through about 20 different cellmates coming through there, all of them under 25 years old. And the root of every problem with them was the lack of them having a father in their life and somebody really being on their ass every day.
Right.
And I heard the same story over, man. It was just me and my mom and my sisters, and I had to go out here and do this and do that. So I think one of the biggest lacks is that it ain't enough brothers out here getting in their face every day, letting them know what's really going on. And the ones that I let them know what's going on, sending them cleaning off.
Right.
Okay. Jerome, you were saying, right, you have something to add to that?
Well, like you said, man, when I did my Fed bid, you know, I had a lot of different cellmates that I used to talk to all the time. Man, it's just put it like this. It's a lot of chiefs out here, but ain't enough Indians no more. You know, I mean, everybody want to be the chief until when the chief get his head knocked off, then everybody want to run. And you know, I mean, it ain't enough leaders out here. We know that for sure. You know, they done knocked off a lot of our leaders, and you know, we already know what's going on with that. Y'all know I ain't gonna get deep in all that, but you know, they chopped off a lot of our people, and a lot of people incarcerated or dead. So it ain't enough brothers out here, real talk, that be on these shorties, because a lot of shorties look up to me because I still be in the music game. So I talk to a lot of shorties. I'm talking about youngsters, you know, and I ain't just talking about the vice lord. I'm talking about the gangsters. I'm talking about I be around a lot of different Crips, gangsters, whatever you want to call it. I be around because the music gonna bring you around a lot of different gangs. So I be just telling them when they hear about my story from Chicago, they be like, man, you couldn't have been. I be like, man, you just don't know. Chicago is one hell of a place to live. But I be telling them, they be like, man, you couldn't have been, you know, still alive after all that stuff y'all been through. And I tell them, man, look, it was God that kept me alive, because you know, it wasn't nobody else but God that kept me alive. But,
So I think like before, games were a little different then than they are now. A lot of these kids, from my perspective, just looking from outside, looking in and speaking to some of them, they don't even know what they gang banging about. They don't even
right,
know how. Some of it started over a little girl. You know, you dating my brothers, my sister, my little sister, and I don't like the way you was treating her. They fought. Now he into with their friends and your friends, and now the whole block become, you know, this block against that block. That's more or less how it is now. They have so many different gang names. It's not even just the as old as it may go back to the Crips and Bloods or the Vice Lords and Disciples. You know, it's this block and that block now.
right.
But then
It's a
moving
little,
past that, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I'm just thinking, even past that, once they grow older, they went to doing that at 16 and 15. But maybe when they gotten older, 25 and 26 now, they want to do something different. They want to get out of what all this started about. I don't want to be a part of this. This is not what I signed up for. You know, we were fighting in the streets with sticks and rocks. Now we're to the point of counting bodies. You know, we we got 10, y'all got 11. We're gonna get ours back, and then now we got all of this hurt time is hurt people. You understand? So then we want to know, someone want to know, how can I get out? They feel obligated. I can't get out. I've done this, I've been there, I got this one out in the streets with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm obligated to them. And then some feel like how they'll be ostracized coming out. So, how do we kind of help them in these aspects when they just don't know what to do?
No, it's a lot of different answers to that one right there. I mean, and none of them is really a great solution too. Is like, really, all I can say is catch the ones that's screaming out, that, you know what I'm saying, that are trying to get help, and focus on them the most. But I mean, as far as it's an epidemic of that going around, but it's a lot of different things that need to be done in the community for us to even be able to affect that on that level. Because like you said, they starting at 15, 13, 12, and by the time they 21, 22, they don't know nothing different.
Okay, and Jerome,
And a lot of
quickly
them, for a
before we
lot
go
of
to
them, once they
commercial,
done put
how
that
can you
much
add
time
to that?
in, they feel like it's too late. So I mean, we need a lot of more programs set up for them. A lot more people willing to invest the time into
That's that's basically what's going on now. Ain't enough people willing to invest the time, man. That's period. That's what's going on right now.
Okay, so we just have to try to invest more time and just let them know that because their current situation doesn't determine their final destination, pretty much.
Right, right.
Okay. Well, we would like to thank you, Brother Jerome and Brother KG, for joining us from the Aisha Sisterhood podcast today. We, at this time, would like to, for you all to stand by. Wait, did we have any questions? Let me just back. I'm sorry. We had to take commercial at this time. No,
You doing?
my mistake. We don't. Do we have any questions? Anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Brother Jerome or Brother KG at this time?
Well, I want to know if there's any kind of way to leave their information to do a follow up. Pardon the body had technical difficulties with my the thing, my line went down. So I apologize for that. So I do not really do a recap, but it is we do have
I can
information.
hardly hear you, sister.
It's important that we have it where we can reach out and talk to you guys. So would y'all please leave our information, if anything.
Okay, you can go ahead, bro.
No, so I couldn't really hear her.
She was talking about the information. You can reach me reach me on Facebook, Jerome Johnson, Facebook, man. I'm on there most of the time, partaking with family and friends and promoting. And you can also reach me at 601-882-7786 or 773-877-6043. If you want to talk, if you
Best
like
place
to
to
talk
reach me
about
is Facebook under King KG. Message or post on the wall, anything like that. I usually respond pretty quickly.
Very good.
Queen Sue, would you like to say anything? I can hardly
Um,
hear you the first time.
can you hear me a little bit? I've been trying to hear you all when I first got on. It seemed like the whole conversation that everybody had to sound like a robot. It's really static on all of us talking. When you talking, I can't hardly hear what you're saying. I heard Jerome, but I didn't hear the other guy, Kay. So, and it sounds like
KG.
so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it does sound like we have an audio.
Yeah, it's an audio defect going on. I really appreciate that you guys took out the time to send the word out to the youth to let them know that it is help. They just reach out, we gotta grab a hold to our young people and stuff like that, because we facing some real bad times, and we need some answers, and we need some groups, we need some people that's willing to stand up and let these guys know that we here, and these girls know that we here to help you all in any manner of fashion. You know what I'm saying? But they gotta be willing to want to help.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You can't help nobody that don't want to help. But we do need to do more further. We do a lot of different things in life, but we do need to put some more into, trying to gather these youth and get them together and let them know that they can have a future. Their life is not going to end at 18, 21, or 25. That they like to go on, they could be prosperous with their life, but they got to get on a different road, because the road they're on is to death, the road they're on is to hell, the road they're on is to Neverland. So you can always change your destination.
Yes, we
And you can
did.
have people that have been down that road that have changed their destination. That's why we're here today to let them know we want to help you all to change y'all destination. If y'all want to live, if y'all ain't good timing, come on down. Get in contact with all of us. We got a lot of resources of people out here that help every individual that need help in every aspect. We here. We just asking y'all to come on over. Come on over and see that life can be
Okay,
more long than what
KG, I'm
it
sorry,
is.
Sue. Sue,
Yeah.
hold on for one moment. KG, can you mute your phone while she's talking, and Jerome mute yours as well, and see if we can hear her better until you just unmute it when you speak. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, Queen Sue,
oh,
go
okay.
ahead.
Okay. So, like I said, we just got to let them know that we do got a lot of resources, and if they want to change the destination of their life, they got to yield for us to be able to help them. Because we can't keep on pulling them if they don't want no help. We can't do anything if they keep on playing like they want some help. But we got resources in every part of life that'll help them to succeed and live past the age of 18 and 21 and 25 years of age. If they want to live, tell us you want to live, and we'll help you to live. Because we done been through it, so we know how to get through it, to show y'all how to get through it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, ain't not any closing remarks before we go to commercial, either Jerome or KG?
That's like I said, you can catch me on King KG on Facebook. If y'all know any young brothers that want to pick up any kind of trade, they want to try something different, they can reach out to me. I still am in the right direction, plumbing, electrician, CDL, barbering, like anything on that level. If y'all know some brothers who really serious about, getting into something and picking up a trade and learning how to do something else, then you can definitely send them my way, man. I can steer them in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And quickly, Jerome.
If any brothers out there doing music or DJing or really anything, man, I try to do anything I can do by any means necessary. So if they trying to do anything positive, because I don't do nothing negative. So if they trying to do anything positive, they can reach me at any time. And I might also be pulling up on the block one day, so they can talk to me when I'm on the block, and I can point them in the right direction.
Okay,
That's
thank you
right.
so much. I really appreciate you all reaching out to our youth and giving us a little of your time to let them know that their current situation doesn't determine their final destination. We really appreciate you joining the Aisha Sisterhood podcast. At this time, we would like to take a commercial.
Love to welcome you all to
A Talk. Just like Flint, all this stuff gets pushed to the side and it's crazy, but we will talk about it because we have to have an talk about it. Yeah. How you feel about the government response to this?
I mean, the city and the state, they have responded by giving bottles of water, but that's not enough. There's so much more that could be getting done.
Things like this makes me wonder who planned this, or is this already orchestrated?
I make sure, yeah, put everything in the LLC, man, and put everything in the trust. I put like that, and you'll learn when you learn to put yourself in the trust and the LLC. You'll learn that that's how the white people live. That's how the white people file bankruptcy. How the white people keep getting loans. How Donald Trump became a billionaire. He filed bankruptcy on everything he did because they couldn't sue him because he owned LLC and on the trust. Simple as that.
Borrow some money from me. I'll talk to you.
Okay, thank you. Seems like we're back from this commercial break. As we start our second half of our show, we would like to make sure that we share information with you. If you'd like to share, subscribe to the Aisha Sisterhood Show and talk with us, we all need your support. At this time, I am again Queen Jazz, along with my co-host Queen Sue and our guest. On this second segment of the show, we're going to first begin with Alderman Jason Irvin of the 28th Ward. Okay, well, it doesn't appear that the Alderman is on the podcast at this time. We'll begin with Atenzia Hudson. Atenzia is a good friend of mine. She's also she has her own entrepreneurship in her company of Victorious Enterprise. She's a mentor. She's out in the community doing a lot of community service programs. And her motto is to reach one by teaching one. Reach one, teach one. Atenzia, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. As she said, my name is Atenzia Hudson. And I'm in from Victorious Enterprises. And on this life's journey, I think our mission should be to reach one, teach one. We should be living by example out here, because most children only hear 40% of what you say. They model their life after yours. They're always looking up at you, looking for the next instruction. So we should be living our life, in a godly way. And if we don't, we do have programs out here. We need more mentors on the battlefield in the urban areas where we are there's a lot of disdain in different communities, and we don't have the resources and the outlets that we need to make the children better, to help them to be a better person. But we can, one, by living, being a living example before them, so that they'll know. And when they look up and model, they'll have a life, something they'll learn lessons through us. My dad always told me, you don't have to go through everything to know it. You can look at others and see what you don't want to do and what you do want to do. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be careful with letting children watch television. TikTok and all these platforms are really good, but they can be really the opposite as well. So we need to make sure that we are giving them our vision, because anytime they turn on the television, they're getting a vision of Steven Spielberg and Tyler Perry, which is one of my favorites. They are getting their vision. We need to sit down and still have family style dining and teach our children how they should conduct themselves in this life. And only the best way, the first teacher your children will ever have is you. And the first classroom is your family. So make sure that everybody is working on the level that they should be working on, so that when the kids are coming up, that they can have a good, wholesome background and an environment. And I myself don't, I have a mentoring program where I go out, but I also have a brother, Robert Bixby, where he's journeying men, a journey to manhood, where he's mentoring. He has a mentoring organization offering life skills, job training, financial literacy. They offer supplies, giveaways, basketball tournaments. They have all of that. And he's from the west side to the south side. His headquarters is over there in Holman Square. That's where he works. And he mentors the kids over there in Holman Square. If anybody's ever been there, they've probably seen him, because he's been there for years and he's kind of out front. I'm going to leave his number here. His name is Robert Bixby, and his number is 773-851-3196. But I can say it again to the men: if you're listening, you have to lead. We are looking to follow you as women, so the children are following you as well. So always be mindful of what you do, because there's always little eyes looking up at you.
And thank you all for having me. You're certainly right about that, sister. Because
Yes.
when you was just speaking, I was just thinking about when we were kids. We used to look at different things on TV and say what we'd be
Hmm.
because we wanted to mimic them.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
like you said,
Yes.
the environment on what the kids are is what they live and what they see.
Yes, yes, yes. That's where they're going to get their training, and that, like I say, that family is the first classroom. So you need to get
Yes,
them, and
man.
especially before 5, all that you can pour into them, because what they learn by 5 takes them the rest of the way in life. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I know there has some twists and turns, but ultimately, if you give them a great foundation, a godly foundation, they will know their way back. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that they won't go out and try things, but it'll still be in them because you put it in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right. We knew that when we went out on the weekends coming up, when we knew that Saturday, if we were able to go out, that was fine. But Sunday,
Hmm.
when mama or grandma come in that
Hmm.
room, you getting up going to
Yeah.
service. That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
is.
Yes,
And
you
that's
you
right.
I think a
all
lot of
right.
us
Yes.
get
Yes.
out of that putting it back into the children, you know, the
Hmm.
foundation, because that is
Yes.
where it begins. I
Yes.
wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. But then
Yes.
we do
Rear
have
'em in
some
God,
that
so they
now
know.
we have one
Hmm.
part of the problem that we have too is a lot of the mothers are at the same clubs with with the children.
Yep.
You know, instead of
Yeah.
being more
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
parenting to them, they're doing more being friends with them, and that's a lot of
Mhm.
times why we have these youth not listening to their parents anymore because
Hmm.
they're not
Right.
parenting. A lot of them, they're becoming friends. So, you know, at some
Mhm.
Yeah.
point we have to learn to make the difference between the two and go back to the old
Yes.
school. They think, well, we old, we don't know anything, but old school work because a lot of us didn't turn out so bad.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
You're
With
right
the old
about
school.
that.
that's where we need other mentoring too. Some of them they're leaving them with the
Hmm.
grandmothers who's older now, don't have the strength to deal with the kids, and
Hmm.
they've cut them
Hmm.
loose, and the streets are wild. It's pretty
Yeah.
wild out here. You know, beautiful as
Yeah.
Chicago may be,
Yeah.
you know, our streets have become wild because we're really, I think a lot of the parenting is just not in the children anymore. You said it all begins at home,
Yes.
and I agree.
Hmm.
But at some
Hmm.
instance, we have to understand because we are where we are today. How can we get it back?
Hmm.
How can we get it back to
Yes.
the way that it was? We figured the old school works. What can we do to get back out here to reach this youth again and not just let them go?
Well, we have to raise up some young people that are on their level doing the things that they do. We have to impart wisdom into them and raise them up. So you can take the worst one on the block and you change him, you'll change the whole block.
You sure
And
will.
that's a
Sure no
proven
right
fact.
about that.
You get the worst kid and you make a difference in his life, he's going to compel the masses. You know what I'm saying? Because we want somebody to model, look up to. Anything we wear, we see it on TV. We want to do that. So we have to really impart some wisdom and some structure into the younger people and let them know, love them. I mean, one of the highest levels of love you can give a child is discipline. I don't know what anybody heard, but that's my motto and that's what I believe because it
Me too.
helps to structure because they'll know its consequences and repercussions behind what they're doing. If they continue to do wrong, most times we laugh because we think it's funny. It's funny when they 1 or 2. It's not funny when they 12 or 13 and they telling you where to get off at. You know what I'm saying? So you have
Right.
to really be mindful. I have a cousin of mine. He changed his life. He moved to the suburbs and it's a lot of things that he used to come to he wouldn't, and I understand he don't want to bring his kids around certain environments because people play certain music and do certain things, and I think he's right because in essence, when his kid get older, don't get me wrong, you can raise a kid in the suburb. I don't care how you do that. They coming back to the hood because it looks good. It looks it looks, it looks appealing to them because they're having fun. They think people are doing this and doing that. But like I say, if you put that foundation in them, if you rear them in God and you put the fear of yourself in them and the fear of being an adult, knowing that they have to respect and look up to us, they will follow suit. And like I say, they might run off the road, but they'll get back on. They'll know their way.
Mhm.
It's really hope for our youth. It really is. But it's going to start with us. And all of us, we are going to have to really get on the battlefield. It's no more mampy pampy. And we got to really get out here and do the footwork and get out here and meet these young brothers where they at and meet these young women where they at. We have to meet them where
Right.
they at. And like you said, Sue, we won't be able to change everybody, but if we change them one person at a time, sometimes
Yeah.
it's a domino effect. Like I say, grab the worst one and you can just start mentoring in your own house. If you stay in an apartment building, you do it in your own family. You get something going with the young men, take them somewhere once a month or one summer, and you show them
Hmm.
something different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It'll be, you can have a cake sale, fish fry, and raise the money and take a few of the worst ones and change their life and watch it be a domino effect in your neighborhood. But you have to impart discipline and wisdom in them. That goes hand in hand.
Okay. You know what? I have to apologize because I think I was off offline for a moment,
Awesome.
but I'm
Yeah.
sure
Mhm.
Sister Cynthia Hudson handled the question that I asked her. I don't know if he intervened at all, but what I would like to do is to introduce our other guest here. We have the Alderman Jason Irvin of the 28th
Mhm.
Ward. We would like to get his
Mhm.
insight on what he feels about the youth in the streets today, and what he may be able to contribute as far as programs that they may be able to go to for mentorship or anything that may help them and encourage them to begin again and start a new beginning and get off the streets. Alderman Irvin.
Thank you for having me on today. Appreciate this lively discussion. As relates to our young people, at the end of the day, we have to listen to our young people. We as adults, a lot of times, we're prescribing somebody's got a toe ache and you giving them NyQuil. Well, that doesn't work. It may have worked for you 15, 20, 30 years ago, but we have to listen to our young people to hear their perspective, to hear what's on their mind, to find out what it is that they want. Because like I said, basketball worked for me, football worked for some other people. It's different. And so we have to get a clarity and understanding of what it is that they want, what they feel that they need, so that we can help them, as you all said, meet them where they are. We've got to meet them where they are and help them at the points that they're at. There are a lot of programs out here, but the question is, are the programs effective for our young people? Because again, a lot of times these are things that we think as older people. I'm 48 years old, so I cannot tell you what the average 10, 11, 12, or 13-year-old, what's on their mind, unless we sit down and talk to those young people.
You're right. And I feel it's not trying to cut in and I feel that when you did say that, we got to listen to them, we was on a program and I was telling them, you know, we trying to come up with all type of solutions for them, but we got to hear what they saying. We got to hear what they feel would be a solution for them, what would work for them, because we are older. We years, 10 years, 5 years, 15 years older than where they at. You know what I'm saying? In 20 years. So we don't know the mindset that they got. This is the time that's going on right now. We are in the stage of information. We're in the stage of computer, and these children are computer wizards. They over our head with everything, So if we talk to them, it's like we talking a foreign language to them, because they ain't comprehending or recommending nothing what we saying, because we ain't on their level. So we will be able to reach them where they could communicate with us, to tell us how we could communicate with them and what would be a way for, if you tell them, like, you're going to be in charge, we're going to clean this up, and we want to know what your suggestions are. We got to hear them. We got to hear their voices. We got to hear their heart. We got to hear their plea. If we keep on talking about them, it ain't doing nothing. It ain't cleaning up nothing. And
the one question I see here is that what can parents do at home to help keep the children, to get them out of the streets, to keep them involved, not to go into the street? Number one, we got to spend time with them. People are searching for something. I mean, the streets just don't show up in somebody's life unless they're looking for something that they're not finding elsewhere, be it at home, be it at school, be it somewhere. And some of the best things that we can do is to stay involved and active in our kids' lives. I mean, and sometimes we have to ask ourselves, how much is enough? I mean, we spend a lot of time working. I grew up with a lot of friends. Their mother was always working, or their father was always working. So again, they were looking for other outlets, simply just to be with their friends or whatever, because there was nothing else going on in their homes. So it's definitely, we have to try to create the best home life possible for our young people, to help keep them out the street, keep them involved and active in things. And they just want somebody to show them some love at the end of the day. And if it's not you, as the mother, the father, the auntie, the uncle, they're going to find it somewhere. You just hope that it's not something negative, because they're going to find it. And so we have to do our parts to create positive interactions, positive activities for our young people, and keep them involved in good stuff. And that's going to take time on our part as adults. We've got to put the time in order for that to happen. It's not drop your kids off somewhere. Now, we as parents, we as adults have to spend quality time with the young people to keep them on the right path.
Yeah, like they say, partnership in the way that is the way to prosperity. We have to partner in with these kids again and communicate with them. I see someone here on Facebook use that says we have to. Oh, I love Miss that to say something about use patience with them and have different community activists and things like that involved. This is here is back here. Have patience with them, show understanding, and be willing to listen and make a solution for them. This is one of the Facebook users. I guess they were referring to something that we may have said. But we also need to know that these children, we have to know what they're willing to slay. They have to be willing to give up something themselves. You know, in order to do better, they have to want to do it themselves. We can participate, but we have to try to reach them to the level of wanting to change. They want to change, some don't know how, but then others, we have to just try to encourage them, to want to change. They have to slay in partnership. We have to partnership with them, they have to slay and give up something, to help us to help them. That's one thing I say, help me to help you, help us to help them. If you have the youth that are listening out there, as you can see from our guests earlier, from our guests now, that we are still willing. We're still parents out here that are willing to take our time to try to help you, those that are ours and those that are not ours. It's just a matter of reaching out to the kids in the communities and trying to help them to do better. We are here for you all. We need you all to be here for us.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I agree
Do
with
we
that
have
100%.
Any final words from our guests?
Well, let me say this.
Okay,
go ahead. Well, let me just say this. A lot of times when you want to change, you got to change more than just, one thing. Sometimes you may have to change locations. Sometimes you may have to change your friends. Sometimes you have to change a whole lot about your life, depending upon how deep you are into something. And it's important that if you want to make that change may be more difficult than you think. And having one foot in and one foot out is a recipe for a disaster. We see that all the time, when he was trying to change his life. He was trying to change his life, but you can't have one foot in and one foot out. And sometimes it's difficult to do, but if you really want that change, you got to change 110% if you're serious about changing your life, going in a different direction, doing something positive. Means you're going to have to leave some people behind. So people you love, you may have to leave them behind so that you can get yourself together and get yourself right. So understand, change is not easy. It is hard. But if you're committed to it, there are a lot of resources out there to help people that want to change their lives, change what they're doing, and become productive citizens.
Okay, Hortensia.
Well, as the Alderman said, change is very necessary. It's pertinent. It's important. It's one of the things we really have to do because our children are our future. And if we don't reach them and teach them and show them the way or have programs that can get them to the next level, it won't change. It won't change. But now, while we still in charge, I can just say to the men out there, stand up, get in front of your family, get out there and do the footwork again. Mentor, and us as women, we will get out there and do the footwork and, have programs for the women to come to where we can build each other up. We need to build each other up because we have fallen, along the wayside with just life and all this little innuendos. So we have to really create some positive points for ourselves to build ourselves up so that when we do go out and talk to the masses, that we'll have something to say and it will be life-changing messages and they will see, like I said, you lead by example. You don't have to go through everything to know everything, but if you've been through something, don't be afraid to share it because you're going to help the next person reach the next level or to come through whatever they're going through. But that's all I have to say. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Well, we surely thank you for coming on because you have been very informational, both you and the Alderman. Anytime you add food onto
Sue, we can't hear you.
Oh my God. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, thank you. I want to thank both of you for coming on, sharing what you did with us. And I hope that this was able to touch a whole lot of people out there because everything that you all said was exactly what we need to do. We got to make a change. We got to come together as a whole. We got to have ourselves together. Because if we ain't together and we bickering and we ain't doing stuff right, what makes you think they're going to fall suit onto anything that we got going on?
Right.
We got to make sure that we're straightforward so that we can see the message that we bring. And I really appreciate you all coming on here. I'm sorry for all of the my phone acting up so bad, back and forth and stuff like that, but we need to just keep on just reaching out to these children and these youth out here because they are our future. Once they gone, they act like they ain't got no hope. So that's be our main job is grabbing a hold of them and saving them. Because saving them is saving us.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they definitely are our future. Those are our next presidents and city treasurers and aldermen out there, aren't they? I have something here on the Facebook that says they would absolutely love to spend time with the children. Unfortunately, her financial situation doesn't allow her to be with them as much as she would like to. And yeah, that's what we're speaking on today. We just have to do what we can, and maybe that's where other mentorship come in as well. Put them in a youth program or something that is positive to them, and not just leave them at home in front of the TVs, as Sister Hortensia stated. There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of single parents out here. I, as one, so I do know and I'm aware. But and it's difficult. I would like to spend more time at home than I wish that I was able to, but I had to work. I was a single parent, but now I have one in college and I have two that are in college. One is graduated, two and that are in college. So I do know that there is a way it can be done. And I'm not saying mine are saints, because I have one that's online now that should have spoken tonight that would really want to talk about being a youth in the streets and how he's come out or trying to come out or trying to do more positive things in life. So I understand. I truly understand as a single parent. But we have to do what we have to do. At this
Like you
time, we
said,
would like to thank you all again. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say there are a lot of opportunities and programs, especially around our parks, especially around some other places that young people can get. You'd be surprised at the number of programs that are not full for young people. And it's as parents, it's on us to go out and seek the information. Is also if you feel you need to reach out to somebody, feel free to call our office to so that we can hook you up, direct you to a program or a park district or something that to get the kids something to do because boredom, as they say, the idle hands are the devil's workshop. So we need to get
Right,
these young
man.
people active in doing stuff. And again, some stuff didn't work and not work for them, but we gonna keep trying till we get it right.
Right.
Well, leave a number. You too. Leave a number and information so the audience can be able to reach out and touch, touch, touch. Get in contact with you because the information is very important for them to know where to go to or to send other people to.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I'm looking
Okay.
here. If I would leave my number, you got my number. Queen Jazz has my number. Please put it in the chat. Feel free to reach out to us. Office at 773-533-0900 is my office number. Please feel free to reach out to us. Don't matter if you live in my ward or not. Please reach out. We want to help our young people throughout our city. So it doesn't matter where you live. We will definitely help you.
Okay. Thank you so much. We would like to thank Hortensia Hudson of Victoria Enterprise and Alderman Jason Irvin of the 28th Ward. Thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate you and your comments. We would
Thank you
like
for
to take a
having
break
us.
now to take our final commercial break. Please like, share, and follow us and our counterparts. Oh,
No,
help me.
Get back.
Back to the Aisha Sisterhood Show. We've had some wonderful guests today. Brother Jerome, Brother KG, the Alderman Jason Irvin of 20th Ward, and Tinsia Hudson. So, how do you feel about our guest tonight, Queen Sue? Do you have any final remarks?
Oh yes, I feel I missed the first. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I missed the first 15 minutes of the program trying to get on this line, and I really apologize. But when I did cue in, the show was on point about giving very information on giving the children a way out, letting them know that we feel the pain that they in, letting them know that that they do have a place to
Japri,
turn
come here.
to, you know, and just letting the youth know that it ain't all about us. It's about us reaching out to help them. We need them. We need their input. We need for them to be a part of everything that we're doing, and we here for to help them just as well as they need to help us. And I feel that it was a very good show. Um, I feel that it was informational, and I really think that in the future that we should bring another segment on with this because I think the segment was a little bit kind of too short when it comes to rescuing our youth.
Yeah, I do agree that we need to have a second segment, have other people. A lot of people still want to know about more resources that the youth can utilize. I don't know how or if at this time I can add because I think I'm trying to get more into the audience of the 18 to 28-year-olds or 30-year-olds up to that, at least to that
Mm.
age bracket. And I do still have a final guest that did want to speak, but I didn't see that they were logged into this, and I don't know if we'll be able to allow them to at this time. Okay, I see that they're in there now. I have this was another person that wanted to speak. It's Japri
Let them say something for time.
Alexander, and he wanted to make a few comments in reference to actually being a person in the street and their feelings of it from the different perspective. As we say, we think it's easy just to kind of get out. Uh, this is a different perspective from the youth. So let's hear from Japri.
okay,
Go
I hear
ahead,
me.
Japri. Yes, we can hear you.
All
So
right.
have you
What you say?
No, we would like to you to give us a few words in the reference to how you feel as a youth being in the streets. You're hearing of the different programs. You're hearing of how we're able to say what we think that you all should do, or how can we help you all. What is your perspective of being a person that's live in the streets?
I mean, well, just from sitting here listening to everybody speak on the podcast, a lot of the stuff that they were saying was real, like it was real helpful and stuff like that. But it's like my point of view, my perspective. Me personally, I don't go to no programs, no none of that in Chicago. I don't, cause I'm in tour with people, so I can go to this program. It ain't no guarantee I'm gonna leave from this program. I can go. I can die on the way to the program. Anything can happen from the program. It's like it's too much of a risk trying to get help. So it's like I don't even know how to put it. It's just like it's like you want to get help, trying to find a way out, but you just like you taking a risk every chance you like everywhere you go.
Well, I feel like this. You gotta have a higher you got to have a higher spirit that you believe in. You got to believe in God, or you got to believe in Allah. And see there, the in the Bible it tells you the very thing that you fear will come upon you. Stop fearing death. Stop fearing what's going to happen, and you just go after what you want.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a win-win situation either way it goes. You understand what I'm saying? None of us ain't gonna live here forever, but it ain't good for to live in fear of not knowing that you could go beyond the stars where you always wanted to go, and you're afraid of it because you looking over your shoulder. Forget looking over your shoulder. You gotta take God where you're going, baby. You gotta believe that you on this earth for a reason. You gotta believe that you got a destination and you got something that you gotta do. And you gotta have more faith. If you have more faith, you'll stop being fearful. Because if a person gonna shoot a bullet at you, it ain't gonna hit you. You understand what I'm saying? If God got your back and you believe and trust in Him, I'm not gonna tell you that I don't know. It's your time to go. It's your time to go. But you can get
And
out. You gotta stop having that fear.
and then actually to add to that, anything can happen going from the store and back. So just to add to
Mm-hmm.
what the Queen is stating, you can't entertain the spirit and have entertain the
Of
spirit of
fear.
fear and have faith. Right.
Right.
So therefore, I mean, my question is pretty much you appear to be afraid of going to the programs, but you're not afraid to continue to live your everyday lives because you all are still engaging in a lot of things that you're doing. So what make it any difference?
I mean, it don't make a difference at all. Whether you taking a chance, doing what you regularly do, or taking a chance to make your life better, you still taking a chance at the end of the day. Me personally, I'm not scared to take no chances. I've been taking chances for a long time, so it's like I'm not scared of. I'm not worried about death. I'm not scared about none of that. But I like being around a lot of being in the streets and with the youth and stuff like that. It's like that's where it come from. Like a lot of them scared. A lot of people scared. They don't know how to say it, but
So
a
they
lot of people
scared of a new
scared.
beginning. They just scared to change. Sound like to me more of scared to change, scared of being ostracized, scared of making a commitment to let things go and start there and begin again. So a lot of y'all want a fresh start, but afraid of starting over.
Yeah, like y'all know it's a brand new whole different era right now. Like it's like they people don't really listen to the youth a lot. They just really judge. They just judge, and a lot of people don't want nothing to do with them because you feel like y'all said, the youth don't listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. I always. I always been a type of person to where you can't really just tell me nothing. Like I'm gonna listen to you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm taking in whatever you saying to me. I ain't never been no disobedient person. I always listen. But it's like you telling me one thing and me actually going through it is another. So it's like I gotta figure it out for myself. Like I gotta bump my head myself. Most people, like most people after they bump their heads a couple times, people starting to wash their hands with them. Like they don't want to deal with them no more. And that's really not what people need. Like we ain't perfect, and we going through a whole different time in life right now. We experiencing death at a real young age. It's like we don't. What we need like is people who there, who there, do whatever all the time. Like whether right, wrong, and different. Most people just your
Hey,
mic
your mic ain't on. Can't hear you.
Okay, again, so I'm sorry, my mic was off. Again, maybe on the next segment or so, we can get involved with this again and get more youth involved. And I understand what you're saying in reference to that. You need more people, maybe like Brother Jerome, Brother KG, that were out there that is experienced to kind of help you go along and take a journey into maybe the mentorship or entrepreneurship that they're into now. I understand that, but we at this time we're running out of time. Please like,
Yeah.
share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, to Sister Show.
And give that
We're
brother my
taking
number. Um, Queen, give him my number. I want him. I want to talk to him personally. Seriously, I do.
Okay.
Seriously.
All
All
right.
right. I
Will
know
do.
we done ran out of time.
Okay. Yes. We'd like to thank you all for joining us on the Aisha Sisterhood Show. And we will be back Sunday after next with the next podcast. Thank you.